67 laps to go at Dover Downs International Speedway, the MBNA.com 200, led by Ryan Newman, who's turning in a dominating performance. Newman and Mike Skinner, the only two who've led. Skinner for 35 laps. His car's dropped a cylinder. He's fallen back. Newman has led the other 99. 4 caution flags, relatively minor, most of them. Check in on the championship story. 7 races to go in the season. How are the top 2 faring, Matt?
Well, currently, Alan, Kevin Harvick has climbed back up to 19th, but he continues to say his car is tight. He has no feeling in the front. They've made significant changes in all 3 pit stops. The last one, they made a track bar adjustment and pulled out the fenders, and then when it was done, they said, anything else we're going to see if I want to go over the wall and help out, because they don't know what else to do. Kevin Harvick says he's not sure what to do to this race car. It's just so tight to Marty Snyder.
Well, Matt, early in the race, we talked about Jason Keller coming down pit road very early on before anyone else, making all those changes because he was loose. And guess what? Now the car's tight. But he is running 15th, and he is very aware of Kevin Harvick's problems. And in the last 2 races, they have picked up over 100 points on Kevin Harvick. They desperately want to keep that going. He trails by 274 in the point standings, and he's up by him on 4 spots on the racetrack.
Hey, Matt, don't fall for that trick going over pit wall. All they want to do is somebody to run over you so they'll get a caution flag. They work on the car. Don't fall for that trick, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think I will, Benny. I'm not sure if my insurance will cover that under workman's comp. But one other update, guys, on the 21. Speaking of Kevin Harvick, his teammate Mike Skinner still has the dropped cylinder. They changed plug wires. They still do not know what the problem is in the 21 car.
And they haven't asked for your help yet, have they?
No, they haven't asked my help over there. They told me to go back over to the 2 pit. I might be of some help there, Gil Martin said.
Whoa. Got to give those guys a little credit. They know better than to ask for Matt's help.
No, they sent him over to the 2 car. They figured, yeah, help the 2 car.
Yeah. So Harvick back in 20th. Matt mentioned Mike Skinner. He's the last car on the lead lap in 23rd. Jason Keller running in 15th. Got 23 cars on the lead lap. But, you know, the tough spot for today where Keller is concerned is he's not been able to take advantage of Harvick's problems.
As the cars come through turn 2, you see these white spots there and there? See those?
Those are white spots.
No, now, you know what. Tell the folks what they are, Wally. Tell them about the grinding.
Well, they came in when the IRL cars, the Indy cars came here and run. The track was so rough. They came in and they smoothed out the bumps of the racetrack. They used some kind of a laser or grinder or something, and they took the bumps out of the racetrack. Actually helped the Cup cars. It's made it a lot smoother for the Cup cars and a lot faster, and the Busch cars as well. There were some big bumps, too.
Those are white spots.
How big were they?
Going down into turn 1, it felt like jumping off the roof on a pogo stick. How about that one?
That's pretty good. I've never tried that. But
have you experienced this before?
Of course I have, or I wouldn't have said it. But you do. There's a big bump in 1, and when you dive down in 1, it's like the whole. You actually can see the wheels drop out from underneath the cars when they go down turn 1. It's amazing.
Check in on the race for 5th. Kenny Wallace is reeling in Chad Little. There they are.
74 car, Chad Little. 48, Kenny Wallace. This battle is, I don't know, I'm going to guess about 6-7 seconds behind the leader. We'll make that 8 seconds.
Dropping back from there.
77 car, Curtis Davis. We saw him spin earlier.
He's running back in 32nd spot, 4 laps down. There's Hank Parker Jr. He's in 12th place. Talked to him on the pace laps. Started in 14th.
Let's listen to Hank right along with him and see how his car is handling. Not bad. He seemed like he came off the corner with a lot of throttle as he went by the 49 car, Ken Alexander.
Keeping the car fairly low through the corners, picking the throttle up early. Looks good.
After falling back some, you saw the scoring serial on Hank a minute ago. He's picked his way steadily back through traffic. Right now he's about 1.5 seconds behind Tony Raines to try and pick up the next position. Laps to go. Ryan Newman has led 111 of 147 laps so far. There are a lot of ways to show your spirit. There's one. USA won. As we look down on the scene around Dover Downs International Speedway from our U.S. Army Skycam.
That was a pretty nice scene.
Yeah. GoArmy.com is where you can find out more on the 212 ways to be a soldier.
But there's a scene on the racetrack that our NASCAR Busch Series point leader did not like to see. He saw the 02 car of Ryan Newman put him a lap down just a couple laps ago. There he is, the AC Delco Deuce, 1 lap down, back in the 20th position.
Hamilton Jr. gone a lap down. Now Jason Keller has gone a lap down. And again, the big shame on the day for Keller. This is perhaps his best track, and he's not been able to take advantage of Harvick's mistake early in the race to gain some points in that championship.
And look at that. Kenseth is almost 5 seconds behind the leader, Ryan Newman.
Let's check up on Larry Foyt. He's back in 25th position, a couple of laps down, making his first start back after missing the race at Richmond a couple of weeks ago. Dave Burns can tell us more.
And of course he missed that race because he was injured in the wreck with Steve Park at Darlington. I talked to Larry just before the race got started, and he told me he was feeling pretty well. He didn't even feel any of his injuries during practice and qualifying this weekend, but he did say he considered not wearing the Hutchins head and neck restraint device this weekend because it has a strap that goes between your legs, and well, that's kind of where Larry got hurt the hardest. But he also said his tailbone was kind of hurting him. But again, he said all of those injuries did not bother him this weekend, and he decided it was better to go with the Hutchins device and put it on and take his chances on, you know, maybe a couple of bruises here and there elsewhere.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, I was going to say, go ahead, Wally. You follow up on that one.
Too easy.
Let's just tell them that Jason Keller is now on pit road in the 57 car. As Kenny Wallace closes in on the 4th place car of Mike McLaughlin, and
still there.
Almost took it away from him.
Wallace getting by Chad Little a couple of laps ago.
Clear all around.
There's Keller leaving pit road after a green flag stop, Marty.
Well, as we just talked about a little while ago, the car is now tight for Jason Keller. They did take 1 round of wedge out. They did give him 4 tires, and they're hoping they can get some distance on Kevin Harvick, maybe gain just a few more points.
Well, they've lost a lap to Harvick now by making that stop, so they're not gaining any distance on him. Caution comes out here, and that's really going to be an expensive pit stop.
I would guess that they're just gambling that the 2 car of Kevin Harvick will have to make another pit stop, and maybe they can make an adjustment, put fresh tires on this 57 car and make some distance on the 2 car, because they were running together on the racetrack.
Yep.
The 23 car, Scott Wimmer, has just gone a lap down to the 02 of Ryan Newman.
This championship fight here for Jason Keller. Opportunity lost today here in Dover so far for Ryan Newman. The impressive late season run he's having in the NASCAR Busch Series continues. He's led 126 of those 161 laps.